Snipers, you have to see what's happening at the Bitcoin price this Saturday. This is a midnight update to talk about what Bitcoin could potentially do over the next 24 hours as we are heading into futures markets opening up here in less than 24 hours. Just realize that right now, 28,600 to 28,800 is going to be the make it or break it level for Bitcoin to potentially come down to test further lows. I still am in the belief that Bitcoin has the potential of actually breaking to the upside, where we're going to face initial resistance here at the weekly open around 31,200. But the first confirmation that we get above, let's just call it the $30,000 break even, in my opinion, is going to be the channel resistance that could confirm a breakout from this symmetrical triangle that not only will come to the weekly open, potentially even 34,000 US dollars, just based on the schematics of this symmetrical triangle. Just notice how if we were to just take the base of the triangle and look at a potential target here, 34,000 shows confluence. And even on the downside, let's say we do go below 28,670, that would open up the door to 25,000. And we've been talking about this being a very important level. So it's not a surprise. Bitcoin is right at the midpoint of this channel right now. And so that's something that we always talk about here on the Snipers channel. It's that Bitcoin, when it enters a large range or a channel, it will typically find some support at the midpoint. And that's exactly what's happening right now. So I think we can call this indecision more than anything. Even the equity markets had an indecision weekly candle closing. So there is an upside potential and a downside potential. I've been more on the side that will break to the upside because of the fact that we already saw Bitcoin test 26,700 with a high volume weekly candle close. Not only that, there was fundamentals like what happened in Luna that caused that dip. And so, I personally am long right now to 34,000. At that point, I might entertain some short positions on altcoins, as we've been talking about here on the Snipers channel, but we'll have to see. I know this is pretty split here. For bears to be out of hibernation right now, I totally can see why. But let's say we get that break of 28,600 to 28,800. If we start to come down towards those levels, then we can potentially expect 25,000 to come on the table. I don't think that would happen over the weekend, but just remember that the weekend is the most manipulated. So if it's going to happen, it could happen in the next 24 hours. But we'll see. I mean, equity markets gave hints that it could go lower or it could go higher because the S&P 500 already tested its previous weekly open. And if Bitcoin were to do that for its weekly close, that's 34,000 on the books. But the equity markets also formed new lows to close the week, which Bitcoin has yet to do. So that could justify 25,000 on the table. So everything is pretty much an indecision puzzle piece for this weekend. It's not always like that, but for sure this weekend, there's a lot of indecision. So it can go either way. And so that's why we've been taking long positions and short positions. And they've both been working out. So there's always a side to be on, right? And markets are extremely dynamic, as we know here on the Snipers channel. So smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you support this midnight update. And I will see you guys next time. Snipers out.